tastes like tech news. Alright, what's going on, dudes? My name's CTD ROM and welcome back to the tech news. ASUS has broken yet another world record, breaking the record for fastest RAM speed overclock, getting 6,666 megahertz running on the Crucial Ballistic Max DDR4 RAM. They were using a Ryzen 7 4700GE processor, using a ROG Strix B550i gaming motherboard. Now this is crazy. I mean, you have the RAM that's at like 2166, then you have your 3200 and 3600 and even 4000, but 666 megahertz? What were they using to cool it? Were they in the Arctic when this took place? Is that how they cooled it? Because damn. Microsoft Flight Simulator seems to have become the new Crysis, though. Can it run Microsoft Flight Simulator doesn't really roll off the tongue as well as can it run Crysis, but an RTX 2080 Ti can't run this game on Ultra at 1080p higher than 60 frames a second. Jesus! I mean, it makes sense. You're flying around in a 1-to-1 scale version of the Earth, and I mean, that takes a lot of processing power, but an RTX 20... Think about that on Ultra settings, and you don't have to play on Ultra, obviously, but it's a sim. You want all the details. An RTX 2080 Ti, one of the most powerful graphics cards on the market, can't run this game higher than 60 frames a second at 10, not 1440p, not 4K, 1080p. Last year's resolution apparently still is hard to run. The game has been getting a lot of great reviews, and I actually kind of want to try it out myself, but I'm a broke college student making minimum wage, so I gotta wait. But if you don't know what Microsoft Flight Simulator is, it's pretty much exactly what it says it is. It's a flight simulator, but what makes this one so special is that there's a plane commemorating the fact that we're talking about Flight Simulator. It's up there. If you don't know what Microsoft Flight Simulator is, it's pretty much exactly what it says it is. It's a flight simulator. What's so special about this one is that it's a 1-to-1 recreation of the Earth. So you could fly to your house and like crash into it if you really wanted to. It sounds like a really fun game. There's thousands of airports and a bunch of planes you can use, so pretty cool. But an RTX 2080 Ti can't run it at 60 frames a second. So you're gonna want like a 1070 or better if you want any hope at running this game at playable frame rates. And in more video game news, yesterday we talked about EA's new gambling scheme. This week we're talking about an actual video game. Marvel's Avengers will be entering beta this week, and you will be able to play it if you would like. They're trying to fix a bunch of the criticism that people have, and in the ever-going saga of Apple versus Epic Games, we have another update. Apple has now fired back at Epic Games, saying that pretty much, Epic Games, you started this shit. I mean, they're right. Epic Games was the one that planted that, direct pay to Epic, but more has come out, and apparently Epic contacted Apple asking for a discount on the percentage that Apple takes. Now, if you don't know, instead of taking 30%, Apple only takes 15% from Prime Video, and it seems that Epic was looking to get a similar discount. Now, it's unclear if Epic told Apple what was going to happen, like if they went, hey, give us a 15% discount, or we're going to make this a real public issue and you're going to have to face the consequences, or if they just asked and then did it. Whatever the case may be, this was planned. I mean, you had the commercial that was parodying, what was it, the 1984 commercial, I think it was. Then you had the 66-page court documents that came out hours later. If this wasn't staged, good job to Epic, but this seems definitely staged, and neither company is really good. But again, I'm rooting for Epic here because hopefully it leads to a freer market. But my question is, why aren't they going after Google this hard? I mean, I know you can sideload apps, but they still take a 30% cut. And why aren't you going after Microsoft and PlayStation? They do the same thing. And it's not like there are alternatives to getting games on Xbox or PlayStation, so it's just kind of weird that they're like focused in on Apple, News coming out for PlayStation fans, the PS5 controller triggers will lock up when your gun does. So it'll like force your triggers to stop, which is pretty cool. I don't know. I think that's pretty cool in games like Battlefield, even, I mean, we were just talking about Epic Fortnite. If your gun were to lock up, your triggers would also lock up, so like when you run out of ammo and such. I don't know. I think this is pretty cool. And we have more Pixel 5 leaks and rumors. Specifically, Pixel 5 renders have been leaked into the wild, showing a dual camera back and a rear fingerprint sensor. So it seems that they're taking the shit that was given to them about their last phone and applying that to this one, which didn't have a fingerprint sensor at all. The front side of the phone looks like it only has a hole punch camera, sort of like the Pixel 4a, so it seems that the Face ID copycat array was very short-lived for this phone. But that's no surprise with Google. I mean, that happened every generation. I mean, you had the big notch with the 3 that was gone by the 4, and then you had some things on the 2 that was gone by the 3. Like, they never really stick around with consistency other than the colored power button. But, yeah, so more leaks about the Pixel 5, and, I mean, it's shaping up to be, I guess, a budget-oriented phone, which is weird, because they just released the Pixel 4a. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense, kind of, because their flagships haven't done that well in the past, so I can see why they would want to do that, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to differentiate itself enough from the 4a to warrant people to buy that phone instead. So we'll just have to wait and see when this eventually comes out. I mean, I say that a lot, but that's the truth. And for the last story of the day, we have more GeForce RTX leaks as we get closer to that September 1st date. More leaks have come out. This time, it is a picture of the RTX 3090, which I will display right here. And oh my god, that boy is big. It's a triple slot card, it looks like, for the Founders Edition at least. And holy shit, is that a big card. Now, this is the 3090. This has nothing to do with the 3080, the 3070, the 3060, and all that. They could all be reasonably sized cards, but oh my god. And am I in the lonely camp that likes the look of these new RTX cards? I actually think they kind of look cool. Maybe I'm the only one. I will see what, the third-party manufacturers will do for their cards before I just go and grab a Founders Edition. We'll see what happens, but yeah, that leaked picture, that is big. And also, staying on the topic of RTX, new pricings have been released, and they're much better than what we were thinking. The RTX 3090, which we discussed yesterday possibly being $2,000, has come all the way down to $1,399 for the rumor. 3080 being $799, so Harper, you'll be able to get that wish of the 3080 being under $1,000. 3070 for $599, and the 3060 for $399. And I don't know, I think these are pretty fair prices. I got my RTX 2060, I believe it was for $330, and I think a 2060 Super Founders Edition was $400. So if these prices are true, that's not half bad, honestly. Are they expensive? Hell yeah, that's $400 for a graphics card, but compared to what the rumors were before, that's great, honestly. And that has my hopes much higher, because I do want to get one of these next generation cards. Even though I do have a 2060, I want one of these next generation cards. So knowing that I could probably afford a 2070 when it comes out puts a big smile on my face. I do enjoy that fact. That seems to be all we have for the tech news. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, a rating would be super duper very much appreciated. Comment down below if you will be getting the RTX 30 series cards and which card you'll get now that we have leaked pricing for every single tier. Make sure to like and subscribe. I will leave my sources down below so you can check all the BS I was saying, and thank you everybody so much for watching. I will see you on Tuesday where we will have more tech news. Peace!